All right, we are live finally. I was having a little bit of trouble before. Hopefully, this one will stay working. Welcome to WMAC Now, live fight companion for Invicta Phoenix Series 2. We're going to be watching and providing live commentary for the event. There is no fight footage, though, so if you are looking for fight footage, I don't have it available. You'll have to go on the UFC Fight Pass. I believe that's the only place to watch it. So we're already getting a little late. We're already getting the first fight started, underway. Making her way to the cage right now is Milana Dudaeva, and she's going to be taking on, let me bring up Topology here real quick. Diana Torquato out of Brazil. Dudaeva is coming in 12-8. Torquato is coming in at 9-3. Now, I believe Dudaeva is coming off a loss earlier this year, or it might have been late last year, to Karina Rodriguez by decision in Invicta's previous flyweight tournament, which was spaced out a four-person tournament spaced out over 2 different events. But this time, she has exactly 5 rounds to get past Diana Torquato. If she can get if one of these fighters can get the fastest finish of the quarterfinals, then they will have the right to choose their opponent in the semis. Looks like we got Great Benefactor in the chat with a retracted message. So, welcome, Great Benefactor. Previous viewer. Diana Torquato making her way to the ring right now. She is on a she's on a 7-fight win streak, so she's doing very well for herself. An Invicta FC newcomer. Great Benefactor says sorry. Hey, no problem. So Diana Torquato, she's out of Team Thai Brazil, MMA stylist. Excuse me. Unfortunately, I did not have time to watch any tape on her to see what kind of style she has. Now, Dudaeva is a judoka who likes to throw heavy hands, although she's, from what I can remember, she's slow to throw them. A little hesitant as well, and it's cost her in fights. She also likes to stand up for longer than necessary if she's up against someone she knows she can get the takedown. So we've got tail of the tape. Dudaeva is older by 2 years, 30-28. They're both the same height. Both weighed in under the limit of 126 pounds. Dudaeva has a 1-inch reach advantage, 65 inches to 64 inches. So Joe Martinez in there getting his announcements made. Announcing the fighters, getting ready. There's Milana Dudaeva in the blue corner between the blue post and the Hannibal Buress post. The good old Hannibal Buress post always there. All right, so as soon as they announce Torquato, we'll be ready to get this first fight underway. 5 minutes or less. Very exciting format. I was there live for the last Phoenix series, which was the inaugural one. And it was a very interesting and fun night of fights in the strawweight division. No title on the line tonight, though. All right, they are underway. Both meeting in the center of the cage there. Dudaeva throwing with an overhand right to the body. It seems to miss. Low kick there by Torquato. Couple low kicks from each fighter. Torquato seems to be the crisper puncher, throwing straight down the line. Now she's driving. Torquato drives Dudaeva up against the cage. Dudaeva tries a trip takedown, but Torquato is able to get back up. Torquato now on the outside of the clinch up against the red fence post. Torquato landed some knees in the clinch. Ooh, another nice knee to the head there that time. More knees from Torquato. She's being very aggressive so far, which she has to be because we're already a minute in, and it's only a 5-minute fight. Dudaeva here looking lost in the clinch. Oh, lands a couple of knees herself there. Some dirty boxing going on. Another nice knee from Torquato and another. Another nice knee from Torquato. Dudaeva needs to get out. She is just stuck in the tie plum there. Oh, she gets out of the tie plum, but she's still stuck up against the fence. This is not good for her. She needs to get out of there. Minute and a half into the first and only round. Torquato very effectively using her upper body strength to keep the Dudaeva there in conjunction with pushing off of her legs. There's some return fire from Dudaeva. Milana. I'm just going to call her Milana now. Nice low kick there on the break from Torquato. Oh! Milana stuns her with a left, but Torquato drives her back up against the cage. Landed some more knees. Dudaeva desperately trying to get out and create some space to land some shots. Dudaeva throwing some leather now. Both fighters throwing the leather. Halfway through the fight. Single round, remember, this is a quarterfinal bout. Some nice punches landed for Dudaeva, but she gets driven back up against the fence by Torquato, who seems very content to just work up against the fence in the clinch. And I don't blame her because she's being very effective so far. At this rate, Torquato is going to take the fight. Dudaeva needs to get out of there. Dudaeva going for another trip now. Manages to reverse the clinch on Torquato. Temporarily, they're broken apart now. Dudaeva needs to circle out of there and get back towards the center of the cage because she still has her back towards the fence. There she goes. Now she's getting back into the center of the cage now, which will be better for her. But Dudaeva not throwing hands. She needs to start. There she goes. Now she needs to start throwing hands now. Low kick there lands for Torquato. Dudaeva, nice overhand right. Torquato, though, throws her punches straight down the center and ends it with the low kick there. Minute 8 seconds left in the fight. Torquato rushes forward, clinching Dudaeva up against the cage. Dudaeva grabbing the fence. That's twice now, trying to stay up. Body lock by Torquato on Dudaeva. She has one hook in, but I don't think she's gonna be able to take the back of Dudaeva from here. 45 seconds left in the fight. Ooh, they're slugging it out now in the pocket. Both fighters going for broke with a little over 20 seconds left. Very exciting first round so far. Some nice shots landing for each fighter. But Torquato always either starting or finishing with a kick. Nice kick goes high for Torquato there. Ooh, Torquato busting Dudaeva up now with some strikes. And Dudaeva lands a last-minute toss just as the bell sounds. Probably not going to be enough to be effective for her. So we're going to the judges' scorecards, but it looks like it's most likely going to end up being in the favor of Diana Torquato, the Invicta FC newcomer. Nice performance from her so far. But she expelled a lot of energy. So that makes me worried about how she'll be able to do for the next fight. Has me very concerned. While we're waiting on the judges' scorecards, I'm going to make a slight adjustment to the stream here. I got to redo all my tags. Because I had to cancel the first one, it wasn't starting properly. I'm showing the replays now. Showing some, ooh, that nice kick there. Then there was a nice right there by Dudaeva. All right, looking like we're getting ready. They're waiting on the judges' scorecards.
Up to get the judges' nod here.
We're just waiting on the judges' scorecards here. Got to keep my volume turned down low enough so that no one can hear. Still waiting on that on those scorecards. Shouldn't be too much longer. All right, we got a decision. Oh, no, they're still adding it up. But both fighters are at the center. Just waiting on the official announcement here. Oh, winner by split decision, Diana Torquato. Apparently one judge thought Dudaeva had done enough. I'm not in agreement there. I thought Torquato was the obvious winner, but I'm not that judge. I don't know what he or she saw. So all right, so we're going to be moving along to the next quarterfinal bout, which is going to be Deanna Bennett, 10-5-1, taking on Liz Tracy, 5-3. So Deanna Tracy getting the short straw in the draw and having to face Bennett, who is probably, you know, excuse me. I like Deanna Bennett. I just haven't liked watching her fight style lately. She just seems content to Wallenstall anymore. So we'll see what Liz Tracy brings to the table against her. Tracy, a multiple-time Invicta vet. Let's see, 1, 2, 3-time Invicta vet. She's 1-2 in the promotion. Has a loss to Andrea KGB Lee and Stephanie Geltmacher, but has a win over Sherry Muraski last year in May. Hey guys, by the way, if you use Tapology frequently like me, make sure you have your pop-up blocker on. because Tapology is very sketchy lately. They have not been keeping their security updated right now. But here comes Liz Titan, or Liz Tracy. I believe her nickname is Titan. Take a look at Liz Tracy. She is 31 years old. She's 5 foot 2 inches tall, reached 64 inches. Like I said, she is a 3-time Invicta FC veteran. So all right, so Liz Tracy's in the cage. Now we're just gonna have to wait on Vitamin D, Deanna Bennett, to make her way. She's gonna be fighting out of the red corner. And Bennett making her way down that long, thin ramp. Having seen that ramp in person, it is, I wouldn't want to walk down it. I have like a really weird fear of heights, where like stuff that's really high up doesn't bother me as much as like platforms like that. And yeah, I just wouldn't want to walk down it. It's too thin and it looks flimsy. Probably because it was built in a day. Anyway, Deanna Bennett making her way to the cage. We're about to get into the cage. All right, she's at her corner. Interesting looking outfit from Deanna Bennett this time. Guess it's like a sun with some Eye of Ra on the shorts. All right, tail of the tape time. Bennett's the older fighter, 34 to 31. She is an inch taller, 5'4" to 5'3". And Bennett's going to have a 3-inch reach advantage, 67 inches to 64 for Liz Titan Tracy. Joe Martinez calling the fighters. So Liz Tracy fighting out of Portland, but also with American Top Team, I guess. I knew they used to have an Olympia, Washington branch. I didn't know if they had a Portland one. Deanna Bennett fighting out of good old Brick, New Jersey. Gotta love a city that's named for, well, a brick. All right, getting ready to start the action here. Same referee for this fight. They're off and get ready to go. Liz Tracy pushing forward, shoots for a takedown on Deanna Bennett. Deanna Bennett looks like she's going to be able to reverse it. Eats a knee, but is able to reverse the clinch. Now pushing Liz Tracy up against the cage, going for a takedown of her own. Almost has Tracy to the ground. pushing down on Tracy's head right now. Bennett still trying to fight Tracy to the ground. Tracy doing very good to defend it. Is able to get back up. But now she's stuck against the cage with Deanna Bennett. Now we have Tracy trying to get ahead, an arm throw on Bennett, but is unable to get it. Now she's back to where she was before. Sorry, I had to do a quick tweet there. Deanna Bennett doing what she loves to do lately, which is keep her opponent pushed up against the fence. There's Tracy trying to spin out of it. She gets off the fence now, but and Tracy tosses Bennett to the ground. So we got Liz Tracy on top of Deanna Bennett, but Bennett up against the cage and has already worked her way back up. But Tracy not giving up on that single leg. Now she moves up higher, clinching with Bennett against the cage. And this is going to be a very clinch-heavy fight. Little over halfway into the fight. It has been almost all clinch and takedown work. Bennett grabs the cage there real quick, but quickly gives it up. Liz Tracy right now doing her best Deanna Bennett on Deanna Bennett. So Deanna Bennett getting a little bit of a taste of her own medicine right now. Deanna Bennett successfully using double underhooks to turn away from the cage. Now she is in control with Liz Tracy back against the cage. Excuse me, guys. Oh, they break up and they start throwing leather at each other, but quickly clinch back together again. So now we have Liz Tracy still pushing Bennett up against the fence. Not really working a takedown or anything. Looks like she's going to try to toss Bennett again, but Bennett trying to move to the back of Liz Tracy. Look, now she's back around front again, but pushing Liz Tracy back up against the cage because this is a wall install battle, apparently. Liz Tracy trying to work her way back out and manages to separate. 45 seconds left in the round. I think right now this could be either fighter's round. Liz Tracy pushing forward with strikes. Left there from Deanna Bennett, but Liz Tracy. Oh, nice high kick there from Deanna Bennett, answered by punches from Tracy. And they're still throwing leather with 20 seconds left. Deanna Bennett going low for a takedown. She has a hold of the right leg, but will she be able to switch this into a double? She looks like she has her hands clasped. Oh, and she executes a double leg takedown right there at the end of the round here. About less than 10 seconds left. But Tracy's back up, and there goes the end of the fight. So we're going to decision once again. Deanna Bennett looks pretty confident that she did enough to win. Right now, I think it's anyone's guess. Both fighters looking none too worse for the wear. So hopefully no matter who wins, they'll have plenty of energy for the next fight, if not the next two fights. Because remember, the final is going to be 3 full rounds. So still waiting on a judge's decision here. Showing some of the replays. There's that last minute takedown by Deanna Bennett, or at least last minute takedown attempt. All right, Joe Martinez got the scorecards. Oh, and Deanna Bennett by decision, advancing to the semifinals. I'm not that surprised. It seemed like Deanna Bennett had more of, in a fight that was almost all about control, seemed like Deanna Bennett had the most control in that fight. So, well, thankfully it's over. And we'll move on to the next fight, which is going to be Miranda Maverick versus Victoria Leonardo. This is the quarterfinal bout I am most looking forward to. It's going to be a rematch of a fight from, was it 2 years ago? From last year, last September. Oh, just a little over a year ago. Miranda Maverick defeated Victoria Leonardo by first round armbar. Since that time, Leonardo has gone 4-0 since that time. All of those fights ending inside the distance. Leonardo is definitely a finisher. And since that fight, Maverick has gone 1-1, losing a unanimous decision to Deanna Bennett, and then getting a first-round submission over Heather Walker Leahy at Shogun Fights 22. So this will be a very interesting fight to see which of these two has improved the most since their first fight. In the meantime, before they get anything started, they're going to start talking about this next matchup. I'm going to go grab a lozenge real quick, guys. I'll be right back. All right, so we are back just in time for Victoria Leonardo to make her way to the cage. Now, Victoria Leonardo, as you're about to see, if you didn't watch the weigh-ins, she's coming out with drastically shorter hair. She chopped off all of her locks to ensure that she made weight, and she made it right at the limit of 126 pounds. So Victoria Leonardo, very dedicated which to me tells me that she is coming into this hungry. All right, so Victoria Leonardo in the cage. Getting ready for action. Victoria Leonardo is a finisher. If you look up her record, I think all but maybe one of her wins are by finish. She is 6-1 with that one loss coming to Miranda Maverick, as I mentioned earlier. She has two decisions. So she's finished 4 of her 6 wins. And her last fight was a fight of the year contender against Stephanie Geltmacher. So very much looking forward to this rematch. Miranda Maverick, of course, being a local girl to Missouri. Now they're technically on the Kansas side of Kansas City tonight at the Memorial Hall in Kansas City, which is a really old-looking building. All right, tale of the tape time. Leonardo, the older fighter by 7 years, 29-22. She's also a taller fighter by 2 inches, 5'5" to 5'3", and she will have a 1-inch reach advantage, 66 inches to 65, which usually tells you that if a shorter fighter has roughly around the same reach as taller fighter, it usually tells you the shorter fighter has like a nice wider shoulders, nice wingspan. Leonardo fighting out of Shreveport, Louisiana. All right, just waiting on these announcements to finish. Maverick has a interesting nickname. It's Miranda Fear the Maverick. A lot of people always think it's Miranda the Maverick, but it's apparently her nickname is Fear the Maverick. And my Fight Pass just logged me out real quick, so got to log it back in real quick. Wait for this to initialize right as the fight starts. Okay, thank God. Thank God. For those of you watching, the chat is open. If you have anything you want to say, these two are meeting and trading strikes in the center of the cage. Maverick lands a low kick as answered by some strikes from Tracy or Leonardo. Maverick coming forward with some punches again. Maverick so far the aggressor. Leonardo might want to start coming forward and then throwing. Nice right hand lands there for Leonardo. About 55 seconds into the fight. Maverick so far circling around Tracy. Being the aggressor. Excuse me. I keep saying Tracy. It's Leonardo. Leonardo looking to counter like she did against Geltmacher, but Maverick way more accurate than Geltmacher was in the fight with Leonardo. Minute and a half in, and it looks like Maverick is outpointing Leonardo at this stage. Nice right hand lands there for Leonardo. Maverick comes forward, lands one out of 2 or 3 punches thrown. Inside low kick there for Maverick. Some nice counters there from Maverick as Leonardo finally starts coming forward. Leonardo in the center of the cage. Leonardo comes forward, but is countered by Maverick. So now Maverick is the counter fighter. Got it. Leonardo comes forward throwing some punches, but eats a right from Maverick. Now they're clinching up. Nice knee lands for Maverick. Looks like Leonardo's going to try to take Maverick down. That's not going to be an easy feat for her. Another knee lands for Maverick. Leonardo now gets pushed up against the cage. 2 more knees land for Maverick. Leonardo trying to work her way to the outside. Lands a nice punch on the separation. Maverick doing a very nice job of being able to sink inside the range of Leonardo, although that was a nice counter there by Leonardo. But so far in this fight, minute and 30 left, Maverick seems to be the faster fighter, and she is having no problem getting inside the range of Leonardo to land. Now Leonardo is wearing the punches better than Maverick is. Nice knee in a clinch there by Maverick, who's able to get turned back around. Nice knee there for Leonardo, but answered by 1 and then 2 by Maverick. And nice punch off the break by Maverick. Less than a minute to go in this fight. Leonardo is going to have to turn up the pace here. Maverick goes high with 2 kicks. Second one lands. Leonardo now pushing Maverick up against the fence, which I don't know why she thinks she wants to do this. I think she really wants a desperation takedown here in the last minute. 30 seconds left in the fight. Will Leonardo be able to get Maverick to the ground? I don't think so. But she is controlling the clinch here with 20 seconds left. But Leonardo, nice knee there by Leonardo. Maverick working for the underhooks. And there she is able to turn around in the clinch, land a couple knees there. But Leonardo pushes her back up against the fence. Now they are breaking, but 10 seconds left, and they are slugging it out here. And there goes the bell. So we're going to the 3rd decision of the night in these 5-round fights. Going to the judges yet again. And I got to say, I thought Victoria Leonardo was going to be do much better in this fight than she did in the first fight with Maverick last year, but it looks like Maverick's just way faster. Way faster and able to get inside the range of Victoria Leonardo. A couple nice shots there on the replay landing for Leonardo. Looked like the last punch of the fight went to Leonardo there. So here we are getting ready for the decision. Unanimous decision. Miranda Maverick. So not really surprised there. So Miranda Maverick moving on to the semifinals. If she fights like that in the semifinals, I could definitely see her, no matter who she fights, I could definitely see her doing making her way to the finals. Unless she gets up against Deanna Bennett again, and Deanna Bennett does to her what she did to her last time they fought, which is basically put her up against the cage and hold her there. Oh, looks like they brought Taryn Temple back for the Phoenix series again. Taryn Temple works for, I don't know, one of the local universities' broadcasting teams. Not sure why Invicta brought her on. Not complaining, though. No complaints. All right, so she's going to talk to Deanna Bennett for a minute or so while we wait for the next fight to get underway. Next fight, of course, being the final quarterfinal bout. That will be 5 minutes long. It's going to be between Mayu Mountain Mama Suatama, 8-4, taking on Shanna Yun, 6-2. Shanna Yun recently coming off a loss at Dana White's Contender Series. Suotama, she used to fight under her, well, she got married, but used to fight under her maiden name, which was like Kuyala or something. Has a record dating all the way back to 2009. She actually fought in Strikeforce, taking a loss to the more experienced at the time, Misha Tate. And then mostly went back to the European scene and the Russian scene. Took a time off between 2011 and 2017. Fought twice in 2017. Keep picking up some wins. Then she lost to Lucrezia Ria back in little over a year, just over a year ago. So Mayu Mountain Mama Suatama taking on, who did I say she was taking on? All right, Shanna, the Shanimal Young. They're showing a replay of, or showing some highlights of Shanna Young's last fight for Invicta. She was blonde up until about a week ago. Showed up for Invicta with bluish hair, or really dark black hair with some blue highlights. I don't know what's going on. It's kind of freaky looking. All right, so Shanna Young is about to make her way to the Invicta cage. Walking out onto the stage, and she'll make her way down the ramp. A couple viewers watching. Thank you. Thank you to those who are watching. Very much appreciate it. I actually have a lot of fun doing these. I'm trying to get a buddy of mine who, up until very recently, operated an MMA gym to come on and do some fight companion work with me. Hopefully, I'll be able to get him to do that sometime in the future. That'd be very nice. I'd have someone to really talk about the more technical aspects going on. So Shanna Young fighting with Knoxville Martial Arts Academy. Instagram at Shanimal Shanna Young. Also, those of you watching, if you are familiar with any other Chinese fighters besides Weili Zhang, I just did a video last night that's up on a channel. It's like a fantasy fight preview that I did between Weili Zhang and one championship champion Jingnan Xiong. So if you want to go check that out later after the event, I thought it was pretty interesting. It's getting a decent number of views so far. So if you get a chance after the fights are over, of course, I highly recommend checking that out. But Mayu Suotama, the Mountain Mama, making her way down the ramp now. All right, Mountain Mama. Waiting on her to get her mouthpiece in. Suotama fighting out of Finland. She's a Finnish fighter. One of two Finnish fighters in Invicta FC right now, with Minna Grusander being the other. Minna Grusander recently announcing that she's going to be moving up to the strawweight division, which should be very interesting. And she has her eyes on she's hoping to get a fight with Emily Ducote. Now, Ducote just got scheduled to fight for the vacant strawweight title in November, and that's going to be against Kanako Murata, the Ryzen veteran. So that should be an interesting fight there, Ducote and Murata. All right, tale of the tape. Suotama, the older fighter, 33 to 28. Young, taller by 2 inches, 5'7" to 5'5". However, she only has a 1-inch reach advantage, 68 inches to 67 for Suotama. Suotama, I believe, was the lightest fighter weighing in for the tournament at, what was it, 23.06? So she was actually well under the 125 limit. Plus, they got an additional pound. So Shanna Young weighing in at 126 on the dot. And Suotama is a former bantamweight fighter too. So, yeah, 123.6 pounds for the Mountain Mama. Fighting out of Imatra, Finland. While I wait for this fight to get started, I'm going to send out a quick tweet. And they're getting started. Both meeting right in the center of the cage. Suotama coming in on Young. Young trying to counter-strike. Suotama comes forward, but now Young is able to reverse and get the clinch with Suotama up against the cage. Young still clinching Suotama up against the cage. Now Suotama able to work out the back and reverse it. She is on the outside. She drops down for a takedown. Ooh, looks like she's got both legs, and she can be able to get the takedown now. She lifted Young up before. Oh, she lifts Young straight up, but Young pulls guard. Thought she looked like she was going to go for a guillotine, but quickly gives it up. Suotama trying to suck up the legs of Young. Young trying to push on her head to free her legs. Suotama still holding on to the legs of Young. Ate some elbows from Young. Suotama very relentless, not giving up the legs of Shanna Young. More elbows from on top by Shanna Young. Suotama now has Shanna Young pushed up against the fence post, which it looks like Young's going to try to get up. But Suotama doing a very good job with her wrestling. She has one of Shanna Young's legs trapped now trying to break down Young even further. If she can get her left wrist to get a hold of Young's right wrist, she'll have her completely broken down. Actually, Suotama is almost ready to take the back of Shanna Young. Shanna Young trying to twist out, get her legs free from Suotama. Suotama working her way up the body of Shanna Young now. Suotama still working her way up. She's going to try to take the back now of Shanna Young. Shanna Young working her way to all fours. Suotama has a hook in, but she is very, very high on Shanna Young right now. Suotama has to be very careful. Shanna Young's about to buck her off. But nope, Suotama doing a very good job to try to stay on the back of Shanna Young. Shanna Young now standing on her legs, trying to buck Mayu Suotama off of her. But Suotama holding on very well. Actually, Suotama looks like she's going for a figure four body triangle. Which if she locks that in, Shanna Young's going to be in some trouble. Don't think she's going to be able to successfully lock it in from her position though. Young trying to fight it off. And it looks like Young is just about out of there, which means she is now Suotama going for an armbar now, but it's picked up and slammed down by Young. Young now working in the guard of Suotama with 50 seconds left in the round. She's going to have to really get in some ground and pound on Suotama here and look strong on top in this last 40 seconds here. 40 seconds left. Young on top of Suotama, has Suotama stacked up, and she is trying to land some ground and pound here. Suotama kind of trapped in that position, but it looks like she's going for another armbar attempt. Suotama going for another armbar attempt. She is getting that arm of Shanna Young, or trying to stretch out that arm of Shanna Young. 20 seconds left in the fight. Suotama is stacked up by Shanna Young. Shanna Young trying to posture up to land some ground and pound and finish strong here in the last 10 or so seconds. Almost just about at the end of the round. Suotama going for a last-minute knee bar possibly. And there goes the end of the round. Ooh. Very nice grappling exchange with some ground and pound in the last minute of that fight. I think this is going to be another close one here. But we are going to another judge's decision. So all quarterfinal bouts have ended in decision, which means that the semifinal bouts will again be decided by random draw. The quarterfinal bouts were decided by random draw last night at the ceremonial weigh-ins. And I think we're going to get a look at some cage work. Get a look at Suotama dropping down for that double leg. Doesn't get it at first, but doesn't give up on it either. Now we're getting a sky-high view of the armbar attempt by Suotama in the last minute. And there's that slam by Shanna Young that freed her up. Going to the judges' scorecard here. Joe Martinez is going to read off the decision here. Winner by decision and advancing to the semifinals, Shanna Young. I'm not surprised it's that close, but I wouldn't have given that decision to Shanna Young. I mean, she had the control on top there in that last minute, but she also had to fight off a submission attempt. She had Suotama on her back for most of that, so I would not have given that to Young. So her back with Taryn Temple talking to Miranda Maverick. So we're going on to the next bout is, I believe, going to be one of the reserve bouts. Yes, reserve bout, which is technically going to be a single round exhibition. Chantel Coates 1-1, taking on Flora Hani, also 1-1. So we're going to get ready for the first of the reserve bout, tournament reserve bouts, which means that the winner of this bout, if one of the quarterfinalists isn't able to fight, winner of one of these two reserve bouts could get called up to fight in the semis. Now I say could because I believe the rules actually state that the loser of the quarters, I think, actually gets first rights to be called up, which to me kind of ruins the point of having a reserve bout, but not my decision. With no finishes in the quarterfinals, both semifinal bouts. Decided by random draw. Hashtag Phoenix Series 2. By the way, for those watching, you can follow me along on Twitter at, what is it? Now WMMA, at Now WMMA. So Florhani making her way to the cage. She is an Invicta newcomer. So Florhani about to step into the Invicta FC cage for the very first time. Going to be fighting out of the blue corner against the two-time Invicta vet Chantel Coates, who is the holder of Invicta FC's fastest knockout ever. I believe it was 36 seconds. So Chantel Warrior Coates, I think that's her nickname. Chantel Killa Coates. About to make her way to the cage. Now, here's what's funny. Her clothes say never tap. She was wearing that same outfit last time, or a very similar outfit in her last fight, and she lost by submission due to rear naked choke. That was in, I think, the second round. So I'm looking at some jiggle. Holy crap. Check out the afro on that dude in the corner of Chantel Coates. That is classic. That is a sweet afro. And he's got the beard to go with it. Damn, that's an afro. All right, going to tail of the tape here. Both same age, 32 years. Same height, 5'3" 3 inches. Coates did miss weight by 3 pounds. She weighed in at 129. She will have a 1-inch reach advantage, 66 inches to 65. So technically, even if Coates wins this bout and they need a reservist, it won't be Chantel Coates because she is ineligible for actual tournament play. Now, this fight is technically a, what do they call it? An exhibition fight unless they need one of the reservists. And if the reservist gets moved in, then it will be turned into an unofficial bout. But no matter what, Chantel Coates is ineligible for the tournament. So she's just fighting to get more cage time and get back to her winning ways, even though this technically won't go on her record. Officially, it'll be labeled as an exhibition bout. All right. They're meeting in the center of the cage. They're going hard at it already. Coates with a nice right hand down the center. Both looking very fast. Nice takedown there by Hani. Ankle, a little bit of an ankle pick. Hani moves to half guard now. Oh, Coates gets back to full guard. Coates looking to try to go for an armbar possibly. Nope. But Hani gets back to full guard. Nice sweep there by Coates, who gets back up to her feet. Nice flick of the jab there by Coates. Hani goes back into the clinch, lands a nice elbow, working on pushing Coates up against the cage. Great benefactor says Pet Berry in the corner of Coates or of Hani. And of course, that could be older. I might have missed it. Fleur Hani with Chantel Coates up against the cage. Nice knee to the thigh there by Fleur Hani. I need another cough drop. This throat itch just won't stop, which is not good for a live stream at all. Fleur Hani still has Coates up against the cage. Nice elbow there by Hani. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left in the fight. Just under an hour and a half into the broadcast, and we're already on to the 5th fight. These single round fights go fast. So nice reversal there by Coates. Ooh, she lands a nice elbow on Fleur Hani. Looks like Coates might be dropping down now for a takedown. Minute 35 left in the fight. Hani going for a body lock. She's going to try to reverse. And she does. She manages to get off the cage and get Chantel Coates back up against her. Knee to the thigh of Coates by Fleur. Excuse me, by Hani. And they are now right in the Hani's corner, where she should be able to get advice from her cornerman. Got not the most eventful fight. 50 seconds left. Most of this fight has been the control in the clinch by Fleur Hani. They're back to the center of the cage, but still clinching up. Nice knee there lands by Coates, answered by one from Hani. Coates going for a trip there. Hani, but then Hani tries to jump up on her back and is unable to. Knee there by Fleur Hani. Both working the over-under hooks. Coates using that left arm there to try to control the hips of Hani and to create space. Coates throws Hani off of her and starts swinging right away. Oh, Coates might have Hani hurt. And that was right at the end of the round, though. So we're going to yet another decision tonight. Not very surprising with single round fights. If I had to guess, I'm going to have to give this one to Floor Hani. I mean, in a fight that was, again, largely about control, Hani had controlled the majority of the single round fight. But it looked like Coates might have had Floor Hani hurt there right at the end. Coates looking happy with how she did. Floor Hani getting worked on by the cut man. He's got the end swell above her right eye. So that takedown by Floor Hani was off a caught kick from Chantel Coates. Happened a little fast. I wasn't able to really keep up with it during the fight. All right, so we're going to Joe Martinez for the decision. Split decision. Chantel Coates. Wow, I don't know what fight the judges were watching there. That's what you call some hometown cooking, because I don't see what she did to really warrant winning that. Most of the fight was fought in a clinch, and she lost most of the clinch. And the one takedown of the fight, she didn't get that. So Chantel Coates misses weight, but then wins her reserve bout, but still unable to qualify for the tournament, even if they need her. All right, so we're getting ready for the next reserve bout. It's going to be between Kay Hansen, who is 4-3, and Carolina Jimenez, 6-0. Jimenez fighting out of Venezuela. Jimenez 6-0. Hansen 4-3. Due to missed weight. Hashtag Phoenix Series 2 tweet. All right. So Invicta newcomer Carolina Jimenez making her way down the ramp. Jimenez fighting out of Team Arte Suave. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. I believe that's a big BJJ school. But like I said, not a name I've heard in quite a while. According to her Instagram profile, she is a Shotokan karate black belt and a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So some interesting credentials there for Carolina Jimenez. Kay Hansen, the multi-time Invicta veteran. Making her way down the ramp. Now Hansen, I believe she is still coming off the loss to Sormova. Right, she is coming off the split decision loss to Magdalena Sormova at the last Invicta Phoenix series back in May. I was there for that one. Got to meet Hansen's dad. Very nice guy. One thing interested me that he said about her was, you know, she would take a fight every weekend if she could, but he spends a lot of time, I guess, trying to talk her out of turning down certain fights because, you know, her record's already down to 4-3. Now, one thing, if she were to lose this one, it's an exhibition, so it won't count on her pro record. But I get what he was saying. I mean, she's like 19 or 20 years old. Got to be careful with your record. Wow. Jimenez, older by 14 years, 34-20. 2 inches taller, 5'5" to 5'3". And Jimenez will have a reach advantage of 3 inches, 66 inches to 63. Jimenez weighed in at 124.5. Hansen at 125.5. Jimenez out of Caracas, Venezuela. Caracas, or I don't know how you say it. She's looking nervous. At least to my eyes, she is. All right, getting ready for it's about to start. All right, Hansen drops under a punch, looking to land a takedown on Jimenez, pushes Jimenez up against the cage. Jimenez is able to swing around, but Hansen gets it back to the cage, and then Jimenez swings back around, but Hansen is able to trip Jimenez to the ground from off the cage. Hansen now in the half guard of Jimenez, but Jimenez, nice reversal there into the guard of Kay Hansen. Jimenez now standing in the guard of Kay Hansen, able to advance to side control. Hansen has one arm under the leg of Jimenez. Jimenez jumping to the back of Kay Hansen very fast. Man, these two fighters are moving very fast. Jimenez get the hooks in on Hansen, but Hansen able to stand up, drive her to the cage, and dumps Jimenez. Now Hansen in the half guard of Jimenez, with Jimenez stuck up against the fence. Hansen working now, somewhat sitting on the guard, but back to half guard now of Jimenez. Both fighters right up against the fence near the blue corner, I believe. A very good, very fast-paced moving fight so far. We're about 2 minutes into it. So Jimenez able to reverse again and is in the guard of Hansen, but she is about to pass again. But no, Hansen now back to on top of Jimenez. She's trying to sit down and looks like she's going to try to land some punches and hammer fists to the face of Jimenez. Maybe not. I don't think she quite has her balance yet. Halfway through this fast-paced, fast-moving fight, Kay Hansen now in the guard of Jimenez. Man, this has been a very good, very fast-paced moving fight. Hansen trying to pass, now half guard again of Jimenez, trying to advance to mount, but it looks like Jimenez is able to get guard back again. Now Hansen standing over Jimenez, trying to pass the guard. Jimenez able to work her way back to her feet, but Hansen immediately working for a takedown. Minute 47 left in the fight. Hansen working for a double leg takedown. Looks like she's going to be able to get it on Jimenez. Could secure the fight for her if she can get a dominant position and hold it long enough. Kay Hansen now in the side control of Jimenez. Knee on belly now for Kay Hansen. Slowly working her, looking to advance position. But looks like Jimenez working back to half control, half guard. Yep, half guard. Nope, Hansen looking to advance. Does she have her leg free? I can't tell from this angle. Yep, Hansen back to half guard. Hansen now jumping on the back of Jimenez, landing some punches, but going for the rear naked choke as well. If Jimenez isn't able to reverse this position, she's definitely going to lose this round and really the fight to Kay Hansen here. Hansen firmly has back control and the figure four body lock on Jimenez. Nice reversal there. Reversal of fortune by Kay Hansen. So far, this is looking like the fight of the night. Jen definitely has the most action so far. 15 seconds left. Hansen still working for the rear naked choke. Hansen goes for an armbar at the very last second, is unable to get it. Jimenez not looking happy with her performance. I think she knows she just lost the decision to Kay Hansen here. Kay Hansen, though, man, she is looking raw. Very raw still. Oh, that was a fast-paced fight. So we're going to yet another judge's decision. So far, the flyweight edition of Phoenix Series has had even less finishes than the strawweight edition. which I think the only finishes that night were from Brianna Van Buren. Waiting on the decision there from Joe Martinez. Yep, unanimous decision, Kay Hansen. No surprise there. It was a very good back and forth fight up until that last minute, really, when Kay Hansen was able to really take over, start hunting for the finish, and get the win and everything. So. No surprise on that one, unlike the last fight. Okay, Hansen. Jimenez by decision. In reserve, about 2. All right, looking like they're getting ready to, they're going over the next couple of events here. Now, the next event is going to be Invicta, I think 37 in next month in October, and that's going to be headlined by an atomweight title fight between Jinyu Fry and Ashley Cummins. And then in the November event is headlined between flyweight bout between Vanessa Porto and Karina Rodriguez. Co-main event, strawweight title fight, vacant title. That's between Emily Ducote and who was the other one? Kaneko Murata. Greek benefactor in chat says Pat Barry in the corner of Helen Lucero tonight. Ah, okay. Helen Lucero, she's the 40-year-old fighter who looks every bit of 40. Man, not to, be mean or anything, but I saw her profile photo. I'm like, she doesn't look 40. That was on Topology, and then I saw her media day photos, and I was like, oh, okay, I see it now. All right, we're getting to do a little bit of break in the action, I think, before the next round. I think they still have to draw the fighters for the semifinals. But yeah, Kay Hansen picks up a win, although it's an unofficial fight. All right, so they're backstage. Taryn Temple with Shannon Knapp and the 4 quarterfinal winners, Deanna Bennett, Shanna Young, Miranda Maverick, and Diana Torquato. Drawing the box. First name, Looks like a room key. Okay, Miranda Maverick versus Shanna Young, and Diana Torquato versus Deanna Bennett. So we could very well end up with a possible rematch in the finals with Deanna Bennett versus Miranda Maverick. Now, if that happens, I'm taking Bennett. Out of the two scheduled matchups, in fact, I am taking Maverick to beat Young. Torquato showed some nice striking. But can she keep Bennett off of her? That's going to be a good question. You know what? Yeah, I'm taking Bennett. We're going to have a rematch of the finals from, earlier this year. And I think Deanna Bennett's going to take it again. Smelling a rematch in the finals. So, anything going on in chat? No, nothing new in the chat. Jimmy Smith talking to Lord Sanko. They're still taking some more time. They have to have, I think, a full half hour between the fights. At least between, I know like the two fighters, whoever fights first in the semis has to have a break between the last fighter's finished fight and the start of the semifinals. So that's why they're taking a bit of a break right now and going over some things. So since they're taking a break, I'm going to take one too. I'm going to use the restroom real quick. And I'll be back in a moment, guys. Ugh. All right, so we're back, and they're still on a break. Got my first drink of the evening, a little bit of locally made craft bourbon whiskey. So we're still on break here. So we're getting ready for another fight, or are they still? I don't know what they're waiting on. No, still on break. Yes, we are getting ready to start the next fight. Miranda the Maverick about to make her way. So Maverick now one of the favorites to win this tournament. Making her way for the first of the semifinal bouts. Now we will have two non-tournament. After next fight after this will be the other semifinal between Deanna Bennett and Diana Striquato, and then we're going to have two non-tournament bouts between Josie Storts, 1-0, taking on the debuting Helen Lucero, and then the co-main event is going to be Alexa Connors, 5-3, taking on Maria Agapova, 6-1. So Miranda Maverick already in the cage. She defeated Victoria Leonardo to make it here. Shanna Young, her opponent, defeated Mayu Suotama, which was a decision I was a little surprised about. Right, so Shanna Young about to make her entrance. Great Benefactor says 41 for Lucero. Oh. Yeah, she's 41. Actually, she's about to turn 42 in like 10 days. Damn. That is old to be pursuing a pro fighting career. But hey, Miyu Yamamoto did it. And she went from 0-3 to now I think like 4-3 or 5-3. So never know. I mean, for a lot of people, age is just a number. Just depends, really. That's good bourbon. Yum, 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 yum. Nice warm feeling as it goes down, too. All right, tail of the tape. 28 for Young, 22 for Maverick. Young is taller fighter by 4 inches, 5'7" to 5'3". She will have a 3-inch reach advantage, 68 inches to 65 for Maverick. It says Maverick fights out of Norfolk, Virginia, but I could swear she is from Missouri. Yeah, she's from Tunis, Missouri. I don't know why it says Virginia. Maybe she's training out of there. But I know at every Invicta event she fights at, she has a decent number of people there cheering for her. So she's definitely from, at least trains out of Missouri or was born there. I don't know. All right, start of the fight. First semifinal bout of the evening. Maverick comes forward on a feint. He has Young backing up. Maverick comes forward with a nice left. Both fighters very light on their feet. Not really much going on. 40 seconds into the fight. Both looking a little hesitant. Oh, Young drops Maverick, although Maverick might have been off balance, gotten caught off balance. Maverick now going for a single leg takedown on Young against the cage. Gets Young's leg trapped. Not sure why Young allowed her leg to get caught like that, unless she's trying to work something around there. But Maverick has Young on the ground, has a hold of one leg. Young makes her way back to her feet, but Maverick still has her leg. Young trying to break the hold that Maverick has on her legs. Trying to torque that right shoulder up to break that grip, but Maverick gets her down again. But Young looks to be fighting to get back up. She's going to try to make her way back up to the cage there. But now Maverick has sucked up both legs and now the hips of Shanna Young. Now she's working her way to, now Maverick working her way to the back of Shanna Young. Now firmly on the back of Shanna Young now. She's working a rear naked choke in. Looks like she might have it in. She has Shanna Young flattened out. Shanna Young completely flattened out on the ground, and she taps out to the rear naked choke. Miranda Maverick gets the first finish of the night by rear naked choke submission. So your winner by rear naked choke by submission. Your winner via submission due to rear naked choke. Miranda Fear the Maverick. She'll be going on to the finals. So I've got one half of my prediction so far. To tonight's finals. Didn't get the time on it, but that's okay. Oh, Jimmy Smith moving in for the first interview of the night. If any of you have Access TV or Access Fights or whatever the channel is called, Caitlin Neal was scheduled to fight there tonight, but she had to bow out due to a very last-minute injury. She is, however, working the LFA Twitter for it tonight. All right, so Miranda Maverick moving on to the finals. Now, if this interview is done, we can move on to the next fight. Got another interview, Taryn Temple with Kay Hansen. All right, so we got some time now between. Oh, that was a quick interview. Looks like we'll be getting ready for the next semifinal bout, which will be between Deanna Vitamin D Bennett and Diana Torquato of Brazil. My pick for this will be Deanna Bennett. There's a shot of Megan Anderson and Rose Namajunas. Both of them Invicta veterans. Megan Anderson there thinking back to the last time she got a real win, which was when she beat I can't think of her name now, when she won the Invicta featherweight, the vacant Invicta featherweight title. She's been pretty winless since then. I mean, she did get that toe in the eye of Kat Zingano, for what that's worth. I mean, that's technically a win. Need that caffeine. I didn't get much sleep last night. Deanna Bennett in the blue corner. About to make her way to the cage. Deanna Bennett fighting out of Killer Bee Combat Sports Academy. Her style is Bunny. Buhhny. I'm guessing that's what that is. Bunny. She's an oddball. Jay, the moderator over here on Shardog, he's in the play-by-play. He said she's like the Sam Alvey of the ladies fight, and that she's just someone you can't hate. Like, I mean, you can't help but like them, but they have a very difficult style to watch. So Diana Torquato, the Brazilian, now making her way down the ramp. She'll be fighting out of the red corner. Her coach getting her hyped up right now. And she looks like a very amped up intense person. All right, tell the tape. Bennett, the older fighter, 34-28. Torquato, 1 inch taller, 5'5" to 5'4". But however, Bennett has a longer reach, 67 inches to 64 for Torquato. So interesting statistics there. Going to Joe Martinez for the official announcements. Just want to thank those of you that are watching this tonight. This is like really a bit of a last minute stream for me. Like I mentioned something about it on Wednesday, but I wasn't actually prepared for it until tonight. So it was actually kind of put together last minute. Plus, Invicta streams don't get nearly the traffic that like a UFC or Bellator stream would. So I really appreciate those of you that are watching. Of course, the most traffic I ever got for a fight companion was the one time I did the Ryzen one, and mostly that was people just complaining that I wasn't showing the fights. So Invicta tends to bring in a much smaller but far more intelligent viewership. Right, and they're off. Start of the fight. Meeting in the center of the cage. Torquato catches a kick early from Bennett. Takes the back. Now jumping onto the back of Deanna Bennett. Standing back take by Torquato, but she gives it up. However, she still has Bennett locked up against the cage. Now, Torquato going for a standing arm triangle choke now on Deanna Bennett. She's squeezing it pretty good. Bennett might have some, looks like Bennett still has some space though. Trying to create some more. But Deanna Bennett fighting off an arm triangle choke early from Diana Torquato. And Torquato lets it go, but is pushing Deanna Bennett up against the cage. Nice knee there by Deanna Bennett. Torquato dropping low for a single. Sucks up one leg, going low for the ankle on Bennett's right leg. Not able to get it. Doesn't look like she's going to be able to get the takedown from here. Refereeing away temporarily. Now Bennett is able to get back out to the outside, but quickly reversed by Torquato. Torquato very low in the clinch there, using her head very well to control the action. Knee lands there for Deanna Bennett. And she's able to now reverse the position and get Torquato up against the same fence post that she was just stuck up against. Bennett now dropping low, driving forward on the hips of Torquato, looking like she's actually going to try to suck up. Oh, Deanna Bennett gets the double leg takedown on Diana Torquato, immediately traps both of Torquato's legs. Has Torquato trapped up against the fence now. Torquato gets her left leg free. Deanna Bennett trying to push forward now. Deanna Bennett hops onto the back of Torquato now. Bennett has one hook in, but she is very high at the moment. Torquato might succeed in bucking her off halfway through the fight, 2 minutes, 30 seconds in. But Deanna Bennett on the back of Diana Torquato, but Torquato working to buck her off to reverse the position here. Bennett now working for rear naked choke, switch to the left arm. Quickly has to give it up to readjust, but now she's going with the right hand. She does have one hook in. Now both hooks in. She's got the rear naked choke applied. Right now she's still on top of the chin, but has to give it up. Deanna Bennett, however, still able to maintain control on the back of Torquato. Locks up the rear naked choke. Now she has Torquato completely laid out. Bennett trying to squeeze that rear naked choke, but I can't see how tight it is from the angle. But looks like Torquato is about to tap for a second. And Torquato taps. Torquato taps. We have the second finish by rear naked choke. This time, Deanna Bennett getting it done. Wow, Deanna Bennett getting a finish. That's the first finish for her in, I think, quite a while. Excuse me. So that is the first finish win by Deanna Bennett since she won by TKO over Michelle Old at Invicta FC 8 back in September of 2014. Now, she did beat Karina Gavorgian by TKO in the first round at the Ultimate Fighter Season 26. However, that was an exhibition bout. So Deanna Bennett wins by rear naked choke in the first and only round. Moving on to the finals. So I'm happy to say I was right. Deanna Bennett now petting the bald head of Deanna Bennett like she usually does to Laura Senko. And Deanna Bennett being Deanna Bennett in her post-fight interview. She's a lovable, weird goofball. That's all I can say about Deanna Bennett. You can't hate her, but she's usually hard to watch fight. So we've got the finals are set. Miranda Maverick versus Deanna Bennett. A rematch from, was that this year or last year? I want to say it was last year. No, that was February at Invicta FC 34. Bennett defeated Maverick by unanimous decision. I can definitely see it go that way again. Bennett's going to have to fight a little bit better than she did just now. I mean, granted, she got the win, but you can't afford to make mistakes against Miranda Maverick like that. So next up, well, that's Alexa Connors. That's coming up later. But the next fight is going to be Josie Storts versus Helen Lucero in a non-tournament bout. So I got to update the old Twitter here. There's getting a good look at Josie Storts and Helen Lucero, fighters who are up next. Rematch in the finals. Yay. Hashtag PHOENIX Series 2. There we go. What's going on? Nothing in the chat. It's quiet tonight. Only a couple viewers. Thank you again, guys, for watching. All right, so getting ready. Helen Lucero, who turns 42 in like 10 days, coming out first in the blue corner, making her pro debut. So this should be an interesting fight just for, if for nothing else than the sheer, what do you call that? Curiosity. Yeah, we'll go with curiosity. Not the word I'm looking for, but we'll stick with it. Of course, she's out of the 303 Training Center in Linwood, Colorado. Pat the Man-Child Berry in her corner. I have a few other nicknames for him that I won't quite say, because then I'd have to go into, I'd have to start saying allegedly a lot. So, big fan of Pat Berry when he fights, but outside the cage, nah. So Helen Lucero steps into the cage for the first time as a professional, and I believe this is a full 3-round fight. It's not a reserve bout, so no reason for it not to be. Plus, they need to make sure they get plenty of time in for between the semis and the finals. So they have 2 fights in a row this time. Which should hopefully reduce the length of the break. So, Josie Storts making her way to the Invicta cage for the first time. She is 1-0 as a professional. I can't get comfortable tonight. Josie the Skull Crusher Storts. Couldn't think of her nickname until I saw her teammate shirts. Did that dude just kiss her shoulder? I don't know. Trying to see what else is going on tonight on fights on Twitter. Looks like it's already main event time. Oh, co-main event time for LFA. Josie Stort's getting that final checkout from the ref before she steps into the cage. But all right, both fighters in. Tail of the tape. Lucero, 20 years the elder, 41-21. Not the worst I've ever seen in a fight, though. She is 2 inches taller at 5 feet 6 inches. Stort's 5 feet 4. Both have an identical reach of 68 inches, which I think is on the larger side of the reaches that we've seen tonight. And there's crazy Pat Barry, allegedly, trying to hype up Lucero, give her some last-minute advice. All right. Official announcements are done and over with. Oh, they mentioned a referee, of course. The larger bald referee, the one without the soul patch, is refereeing this one. All right, start of the fight. Lucero in the center of the cage. Stort's circling around the inner black border. Lucero coming forward on Stort's with a right hand, but backs off after a counter right from Stort's. Both fighting just outside effective range right now, getting a feel out. Lucero wins a couple punches, and then Stort's clinches up with her, pushing her back against the cage. Stort looking like the bigger fighter here. Lucero eats a knee from Stort's, but then answers with one of her own. Nice elbow there by Lucero as she is pushed up against the cage. They're both battling it out in the clinch. Lucero eats a couple of knees from Stort's. Stort's looking to try to possibly take the back of Lucero right now against the cage. Gets one hook in. And Stort's trips Lucero to the ground, moves immediately to mount, starts landing elbows. Short elbows from the top by Stort's. Lucero trying to tie her up to reduce the room that Stort's has to work with. Lucero in a bit of a struggle right now with Stort's in full mount. Stort's doing the best she can to just tie up. Lucero doing the best she can to tie up Stort's and prevent her from getting in too much work, which has been proven pretty effective so far. But, Lucero needs to start working to get out of the clinch. Otherwise, she's going to be stuck there all night. All right, Lucero starting to posture up now in the mount. Stort's starting to posture up now, or trying to, Starting to land some punches to the head of Lucero. Short elbow, short forearm there. Stort's trying to go for an armbar now on Lucero. Gives up the mount to work for an armbar. She has the arm, but she's got to get it stretched out. And she's starting to get it stretched out there. Back to the mount of Lucero is Stort. Gave up the mount to go for that armbar, and then now she ends up back in mount. Very nice work there by Josie Storts. Stort's working some more ground and pound now. It looks like she's going to try to go for the armbar again. As Lucero rolls over to her stomach. Stort's trying to flatten her out some more. Still mounted on her. Goes back to fully mounted position. Lucero on bottom. Again, trying to just tie up Stort's. Stort's again going for possible submission. Raining down some punches. Now Stort's rolls over into a triangle of Lucero. Stort's has opened up a cut on the head of Lucero, and Lucero is gushing blood. And Helen Lucero taps out to the triangle choke of Josie Stort's. Josie Stort's covered in Lucero's blood from when she rolled over for the triangle. Gross. But we finally got some blood. A nice little gash there on the forehead of Helen Lucero, who loses her pro debut by first round submission due to triangle choke. So Josie Stort's very happy with her performance. Back to the drawing board for Helen Lucero. There's the replay. It was an elbow. I think once she already had the triangle, she landed that elbow that cut open the forehead of Helen Lucero. And it just started pouring blood. Now, the fact that Storch was just squeezing on it probably added to that. So, very nice finish by Josie Stort's, who will move to 2-0 as a pro. 4 minutes, 21 seconds, your official time. Jimmy Smith in the octagon with Josie Stort's now. Very ecstatic young fighter. She is, how old is she? 21 years old, I think. Oop, wrong profile. Yep, 21 years old. Turned 21 back in May. So, nice job for the newcomer, Invicta newcomer, I should say, Josie Skull Crusher Stort's. Try to remember her nickname again. Got to hit up old Twitter again, let everyone know. So next, we're showing Deanna Bennett. Got the first bleeder of the night. Hashtag PHOANX. So we're getting ready for Maria Agapova versus Alexa Connors up next. Maria Agapova coming off a decision loss to Tracy Cortez in Dana White Contender Series. Alexa Connors, several-time Invicta veteran. She is... Come on, Topology. She is coming off a loss to Julia Avila at Invicta FC 32. Ooh, I think I remember that one. That was at bantamweight. She's moving down to flyweight for this. Before that, she was coming off a win over Karina Dahm. And then before that, she took a loss at her first. No. Well, not her first at all. Took a loss to Katarina Lenner at Invicta 25 back in 2017. So, first fight of 2019 for Alexa Connors. Taking on Agapova, who I think she only fought once this year as well. Yes. Agapova fought once in 2018. TKO win over Na Liang. And then she lost in her only fight this year to Tracy Cortez. That's a Contender Series that was in late July. So Alexa Connors, or no, Agapova making her way to the ring. She's got some tape on her earlobe. I don't know if she has like, doesn't look like she'd have gauged earlobes. Maria Agapova splitting her time between Akhmet and American Top Team. I know she came to ATT to train for the Contender Series. And then not long after that, she got signed for this Invicta tournament. Agapova, a native of Kazakhstan, her country's flag being flown there behind her with the sun over the eagle on a field of aquamarine. And now the multiple-time Invicta vet, Alexa Connors, about to make her walk down the ramp. Alexa Connors looking very loose, very in the groove. Dancing along to her entrance music. Corners are all women. Looks like one of them is a girlfriend or wife or what have you, partner, I guess we'll say. Other lady she just hugged looks familiar. Not sure where. Posting something on Chart Auto real quick. All right, tail of the tape. Connor's the older fighter, 28-22 for Agapova. Agapova, the taller fighter, 5'8" to 5'6". And Agapova will have a 1.5-inch reach advantage, 70.5 inches to Connor's 69. 69. Yes, I am a 14-year-old trapped in a 30-something body. Agapova, bit of a rhythm herself. Kind of two-stepping and bobbing her head in her corner. Yeah, she must have had her ears gauged, because she has both earlobes taped, which is interesting. That or she got her ears pierced not that long ago. I don't know. All right, start of the fight. Agapova quickly makes her way to the center. Connors throws a low kick answered with a jab by Agapova. Kick to the body by Connors, but is backed up by some strikes from Agapova. Both really just trying to work out, gauge the distance. Superman punch lands for Agapova. She kind of ran and threw that one. Connors ducks under a punch from Agapova. Ducks under, takes the body, was on the back temporarily, but now pushes Agapova up against the cage in the clinch. Connors doing her best. Keep Agapova firmly pressed up against that cage. Got to wonder what the game plan here. Is she going to work from here for a takedown? Some exchange of knees there. Some strikes from Agapova during the break in the clinch. Both fighters back to the center of the cage, working out their range. Connor's throwing a lot of kicks, but most of them are like a mile away. A missed kick to the body by Agapova, another missed low kick for Agapova, and one for Connors. 1-2 followed by a kick for Agapova. Agapova seemingly lands a kick to the body of Connors there. Both land kicks to the body at the same time just now. Agapova has a weird rhythm going on right now in her footwork and the way she's moving her arms around. And she's keeping her arms kind of low before she throws. Connors, more traditional stance, keeping her hands up. Couple of kicks thrown there by Connors again. Halfway through the first round, Agapova starts backing up Connors, lands a kick and some punches. She has Connors backing up, covering up now. Agapova chasing her down. Connors trying to recover, eats a kick. She's hurt. Agapova has her hurt. She lands a kick to the body that hurts Connors. Agapova pouring it on now with punches. Connors trying to cover up against the cage. A knee land to the body lands for Connors. Agapova jumps on to the back, grabs a rear naked choke on the ground, and Agapova gets the tap out. Your winner via first round rear naked choke submission, Maria Agapova. Wow. Wow. Very impressive win for Maria Agapova. Knowing when she had Connors hurt, just poured it on. found the opportunity, jumped on her back, got her down to the ground, sunk in that rear naked choke like it was nothing, elicited into tap out. Very nice performance from Maria Agapova. Very nice win for Maria Agapova. That'll go a long way in erasing the memory of just being out grappled and out wrestled by Tracy Cortez in July. Who hurt? Looks at Connors with strikes, then jumped on for a rear naked choke. Submission in the first round. Phoenix Series 2 hashtag. So Maria Agapova, your winner. First round rear naked choke. So all the finishes tonight are by submission. Although Agapova probably could have finished that by TKO had she really wanted to. Oh, Agapova speaks English. I did not know that. Cute accent. Her corner trying to say something to her. I don't know what's going on right now. So very happy winner, Maria Agapova. So now both of what were supposed to be full-length fights, or what could have potentially been full-length fights, end in the first round by submission, which now probably means a long break before the final bout. So they're advertising the next couple of events again for getting ready for the main event, a rematch between Miranda Maverick and Deanna Bennett. So they're in a bit of a break right now. I'm going to take another real quick break here, use the restroom, possibly get a refill on my drink. Before we get to the final bout. Oh, never mind. I don't get a break. They're moving into the finals fast. Deanna Bennett making her way down the ramp now for the final bout. She ends up in the red corner, or excuse me, the blue corner. Quick turnaround. I thought there was going to be a longer break. Didn't think they had taken it that much time, but I guess so. All right, so this tournament final bout is going to be 3 5-minute rounds, potentially. The winner will be crowned Phoenix Series 2 tournament champion, and they get to take home a big, like, 4-foot tall trophy. Good luck getting that on the plane. Whew. Miranda Maverick making her way down, getting checked in with her cut man. Get the Vaseline applied. Now final check by the referee before stepping into the cage. Rematch time, ladies and gentlemen. Rematch time. Tail of the tape. Bennett, the older fighter by 12 years, 34 to 22. She's also an inch taller, 5 feet 4 inches to 5 feet 3. And she will have a 2-inch reach advantage, 67 inches to 65 inches. Now, as I've said multiple times, this is a rematch of their February bout in the flyweight mini tournament that was to decide number one contender. Karina Rodriguez won that. It was a 4-woman tournament that took place over 2 events. Karina Rodriguez won, and she'll be taking on Vanessa Porto in November at, I believe, Invicta 38. I get it now. So her outfit has a sun on the top. That's kind of split because of the way the top looks. And then her shorts have a sun also because her nickname is Vitamin D, and you get vitamin D from sunlight. Alcohol. The more you know. Right. Both fighters getting announcements made. All right. And ready to start this tournament final main event fight. All right. Start of the fight. Fighters touch gloves. Meeting in the center of the cage. Getting the feeling out. Getting the range. Kick caught there by Bennett. But both still trying to test their range. 30 seconds in. Plenty of time. Certainly no rush for either of these fighters. Now, granted, a finish would definitely put an emphasis on a tournament victory. But they do have 3 rounds to work for it. Nice exchange of fists there. Both landing. Minute 20 seconds in. Both still getting the feel for the range now. But minute and a half. I feel they're both going to start going for it. Maverick looking for some kicks. Nice low kick there by Bennett. Oh, kick to the body lands for Maverick. A little bit of a push kick. Maverick comes forward with a 2-1, looks like. No, that was a 1-2. But neither find their mark. Maverick lands a couple punches to Bennett, backs her up. But Bennett comes back with a 1-2. Low kick there for Bennett, but not really heavy. Maverick kind of switching stances a bit. She's currently in southpaw. Yeah, possibly. TJ DeSantis with his tweet up on the screen. Giving a little bit of trivia. Interesting bit if you happen to catch it. Bennett come forward with some jabs, but eats one from Maverick in return. Maverick seeming to get the better of the striking so far. 2 minutes left in the first round. Both fighters staying really far outside and then looking to rush in to land strikes. Neither fighter really just choosing to get in there and engage with each other. Both very cautious. Very cautious first round at 3.5 minutes in. Strikes finding their way home for each fighter there. Bennett comes forward. Deanna Bennett catching a kick from Miranda Maverick, driving her up against the cage. Holding on to that left leg of Maverick. Can she do anything with it, though? Maverick, meanwhile, trying to squeeze Bennett. Bennett trying to move. She has the one leg. She's going to try to swallow it up, suck it up. Not really getting anything with it so far. Maverick doing a nice job of controlling her posture. But now giving Bennett has her arms around both legs. If she can lock her hands, she can get a takedown. And she has both hands locked around the legs of Miranda Maverick. Up, breaks apart. Miranda Maverick doing a very good job of takedown defense so far in the clinch right near the gate, and there goes the first round. A very close first round in this tournament final. All right. Oh, Tommy Toehold up on the screen with tweet. You still met earlier this year. Bennett, UD. Let's see how this one plays out now with these two having already 2 fights tonight. That's very true. That's the most interesting thing about, the final of any single night tournament is that the fighters are always going to have at least 1 fight early in the night, possibly 2, which in this case it is 2. So it's always interesting to see how the finals go. And it really all comes down to, well, it comes down to a lot of factors, really. The style of matchups in the previous fights, how quickly the previous fights ended, how much damage a fighter took in the previous fights. Both of them really came through with very little to no damage in the previous 2 fights, and both got finishes in the semis. So probably the hardest factor is dealing with the adrenaline dumps between fights. Because you go out there, you got the adrenaline pumping, and then the fight's over. Then you got to go back, you got to try to relax and recover in the locker room and get ready for the next fight. Then you go out and there's, you got more adrenaline pumping. Then the fight's over, you got to go back to the locker room and do it all over again. Man, Maverick shaking her arms out. Push kick there by Maverick. Oh, she dives in, swinging some punches at Bennett. Bennett catches a low kick from Maverick and throws a couple punches over top. Bennett again. Couldn't tell if she caught a kick or dove in for that, trying to grab a leg of Maverick, pushing her up against the cage now. Bennett going back to what she does best. Knee from the inside by Maverick. Now Maverick reverses the clinch. She's on the outside. Now Maverick going for a takedown of her own on Deanna Bennett. It looks like she's going to get it up against the It's a 10 hair care ring post, or fence post rather. But Bennett gets right back up, and now she's the one working for a takedown on Maverick. Nice elbow there by Maverick. Bennett still working for on that left leg of Maverick. Eats a couple more elbows from Maverick. Bennett still working for a takedown. She might be better advised to just give it up at this point and work on the clinch. Work from the clinch. And I don't think she's ever really done that out of any choice, though. I think she's just going to be content to just slowly work Maverick until she can't anymore. All right, she's getting back up in the clinch now. Smart move by Bennett, who is eating too many elbows from Maverick. Maverick trying to jump up on the back of Bennett, but then falls. Bennett winds up on top of Maverick. Looks like Maverick could be going for... No, she doesn't have the arm. Well, she looks like she might have one arm of Bennett trapped. But Bennett in the guard of Maverick. And that goes the end of the round. Maverick kind of went full potato to finish that round there. Right now, I'm thinking it's 1-1 or 19-19, a round apiece. I think I'll give that second round to Bennett. Wasn't able to do much with her control. But, I mean, that was the majority of the fight. She was able to get Maverick down at the end of the second, which at the very least will cancel out that fast, short takedown that Maverick landed earlier. Getting ready for round 3. All right, start of the third and final round. Both meet in the center. Both, again, really just outside of effective range. Both seem to content to, like, kind of rush in to really work for something. Maverick going on the aggression early. Has Bennett up against the cage, up against the red ring post, or fence post, rather. Going for a takedown right inside her own corner. Bennett can stop the takedown. She is unable to, though. Maverick gets Bennett down just in front of her own corner, of Maverick's own corner. Maverick working to take the back of Bennett now. Deanna Bennett can be in very deep trouble here. Maverick working on the back of Deanna Bennett. Bennett sitting down on her butt. Trying to work on her defense now. Minute and a half into the third and final round. You can tell Bennett's trying to listen to her corner. She just nodded. Working on defending the rear naked choke. If she can manage to get turned around here and get into Maverick's guard, but she's busy defending the rear naked choke and the hooks of Miranda Maverick. Looks like she's about to get one hook out, or trying to, reaching down, but she still has to defend the rear naked choke as well. This is a very tricky thing right here, trying to defend both the hooks, or trying to, get out of the hooks and defend the rear naked choke. If Maverick can stay here, just work on this position she'll definitely take the third round and the fight. Halfway through the third and final round of this tournament final. Maverick really getting that choke in now. She's got it in tight. Bennett looking like she's just about to give up. Bennett looks like she's about to give up. She's working on the hooks instead of the choke. I'd be more worried about the choke right now. 2 minutes left in the third round. And Bennett is not working on those arms enough to defend that choke. I mean, it's over her chin right now, but it could easily slip under at any second. Bennett in serious trouble right here. And Deanna Bennett submits. Basically just gave up, giving Miranda Maverick the win. All right, guys, so that's it. That is Invicta Phoenix Series 2. Miranda Maverick wins the flyweight tournament, wins the final match via third round rear naked choke. That's it. Not much else to say. It was a good night of fights. Disappointed in Deanna Bennett. Good night for Miranda Maverick, though. Good for her. She'll get awarded the trophy and whatnot. But that's it. I got to get out of this room. It's getting too humid in here. So thanks for watching, guys. Likes are always appreciated, of course. And hey, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to WMMA Scene Now, the best, fastest growing women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Don't forget to hit the bell for notifications, and we'll see you next time. And end stream.